What's going on,
Hey,
Ryan?
how's it going, Mel? No
Um,
Batman tonight to
I was
start
gonna say
off.
I'm really bummed you're not wearing Batman tonight.
Yeah, that was actually buddies. I used it for some things at the school and for trick or treating, but it's back to him now.
Well,
So
dang it. All right. I thought that was a hit. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was fun. And I really loved how YouTube decided that for our little thumbnail that they used for they decided to use the little clip of you and Batman. So Batman lives on.
that's
I
probably
love
where
it.
the most traffic was, right
It
there.
probably was. It was fun. It was super fun. So, okay, this is going to be a lot of fun tonight. So, we're going to be talking about STEM and coding toys. This is, we're back here again helping parents raise kids in this tech filled world. And we don't have our friend Brandon with us tonight, but he's got, I don't remember what he had going on. I forget. But anyway, so it's just us. But we are going to have some special guests tonight. We're going to have some of your kids helping us out, doing some demos on some of these cool toys. But honestly, Ryan, before we get started, I kind of wanted you to like literally break down what are STEM toys because we hear the word STEM, and I know there's like STEM classes and STEM things.
Mhm.
What exactly is what is it? What makes a particular item a STEM item versus everything else? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so I think coding and STEM is really they're kind of like buzzwords with toys nowadays, and
Yeah.
like I see a lot of value, and I'm happy that toys are aiming towards being educational. I'm hesitant sometimes with some of them, though. I think maybe they're just using it as a marketing kind of like tool as opposed to really being educational for the kids. But STEM, many of you have probably heard of it, just science, technology, engineering, and math. And so that's what the toys are geared to kind of stimulate in your child, those learning in those areas.
Gotcha, gotcha. Your audio is bumping up and down a little bit, but so I may have to make you
That's my
get some.
fan. I'm running so many cameras here. I think
I
my
may have to make you
camera
get
might
some
pick up
headphones
some
in a
of that.
minute. It's just our streaming application, StreamYard, is trying to make sure that your audio is in the right place. But sometimes, when we don't wear headphones, it picks up the audio and it gets crazy. So, everybody, if you're getting those crazy audio things, it's all right. Bear with us. It's going to be fun. So, well, good. Let's talk about some toys, right? Let's look at some different toys. A couple of things I want to make sure is, obviously we have the holidays coming up, and you're going to be able to see some of these toys maybe right there physically in a store. I know I see some STEM toys like at Best Buy, for example.
Mhm.
You're going to see. I think you're also going to see, like you said, buzzwords, a lot of marketing. There's going to be a lot of things marketed a certain way. And so we're going to talk about what to look for and what not. But why don't we, you want to jump in and do a little show and tell? You want to do that next?
Maybe. So yeah, I think we can go ahead and do that because my kids are up a little bit later
Right?
than normal to help out. We published a list, a blog post talking
Hmm.
about STEM toys that we kind of that we've used before, and that's really the criteria that we've used, and our kids like them, and we call it a stickiness factor. The kids will play
Hmm.
with them, but then we'll come back and play with them again later, and I
Gotcha.
think really that's what we're looking for in a lot of the toys that we recommend. Is not only does it have that educational value, but it also the kids will use it multiple times, and I think that's where the most learning comes in. And so that's what we've got, and we'll probably share out that blog post in just a moment. But I really broke that down into age group categories, and I've
Hmm.
fortunately got three kids with me tonight, joining in with those categories. Um, you ready
Yeah,
to jump
and
it off?
and we've got a link to that blog post in our description. So where you're watching this video, you can actually check out the description of the video, and you will see a link to that blog post article that we've got that we put out there where Ryan's got some things in there, and there's some links there to make the shopping pretty easy. Some of those are affiliate links, but they're all there for you to just kind of have an easy way to look at what ideas are and see the price and see if you want it and buy it. And one thing I was going to say too is that if you are ordering anything, if you are doing any shopping, we are definitely hearing on TV, on the news, everywhere, that to shop early this year, just because between supply chain issues, logistics, and also just inventory. So if you are looking to buy some of these toys, they are popular. So make sure you get on that. We wouldn't want you to miss out on an opportunity, and not hit those holiday deadlines, if you will. So yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. So we'll start off with my youngest. This
Okay.
is Eli, and Eli is you're 6 years old. He's in first grade, and we're a big fan of Lego in our family and the classes that we teach at the Innovation Connector. We feel like Lego is far and above. I mean, has the best for building and creativity of any toy line out there. And then, as a corollary to that, because they're so big and massive, the technology that goes behind their tech versions of their Lego, the brains, the software is just top notch, like the best that you can get for this kind of learning. And so Eli, this set is it's actually a non-tech version of a motion type Lego set. And it's the Lego Brick Q Motion Essential. And we actually used that a lot during e-learning last year. Because it has 10 or 12 projects out of the box, and then Lego Education supports that with more add-ons on their website. So it really helps to try different types of builds with this. But Eli, can you tell us a little bit about what you built here with this set? Look in the camera. Can you tell us? No? Okay. You weren't ready for that. So what Eli has built here is a basketball shooting system, and I broke the lever off of part of it. But here, demonstrate it for us, Eli. You can back up just a second, Daniel, so we'll let Eli. All right, and he made it on his first shot. Yes, that's the way to be clutch in front of the camera. So what we have here is almost like a catapult that launches a ball and has a string attached, and he's able to launch this into the basketball goal. It's really teaching some mechanics. He's got some gearing built in here, and we're talking about levers and different forces that are going along with that. But he sees it as building Lego. Eli's been a Lego builder since he was 3 years old, building like regular sets, and he loves Lego. And so this has been a great set for him. Can you go get wet? No. All right, what do you like about Lego, Eli? What's your favorite part about Lego?
They stick together really well.
They stick together really well. I don't know if you heard that, and we're getting a little antsy at this point and a little camera shy. But
how long did it take Eli to make that and to put that together?
How long did it take you to build that tonight? So you built it while I was cooking dinner. So it was about 20 minutes, right? 25 minutes. And you built this this set. Finding pieces is always the hardest part with Legos, making sure that that you have the piece that you need. But the great thing about this comes with this plastic case and kind of makes it easy to keep track of this specific set of Lego pieces that we have.
Okay, I like it. And I did put a link to that item in our comments. And so we've got that. You can get it on Amazon, it looks like. Again, it says only one left in stock, and that's as of right now. So again, all these items are going to be hot. They are great toys. It comes with a lot of pieces. I like that it's versatile. You can make things, and then you can make other things. You know what I mean? And that's one thing about I like my daughter's Lego kits, and she loves to put them together. But it's like they put it together, they follow me the instructions, and then they're done. And then it's just this thing that sits there that they can't even really play with because it's going to fall apart. And she certainly can't let her little sister play with it because she takes it apart and then she gets mad. But these types of Lego sets are taking it kind of to a different place, right? And so I love it. I think it's cool. Lego's awesome. They've always been awesome. I mean, I have my old Legos still from when I was a kid, literally.
It really makes you connect with Lord Business in the Lego movies and really want
there's that too.
Glue all of the pieces together so that your kids sets don't break apart.
Right. There's that too. There's that too. Well, Eli, thank you for sharing that with us. We certainly appreciate that.
You can go.
We definitely enjoyed that. So that was good. Okay. So what do we have next?
So next is my 9-year-old son, Daniel.
Okay.
And this is you can sit down about where Eli was so that we can see it.
What?
Okay.
So fast?
All right, so back up just a little bit, Daniel. Though this is a Spherobot. We use this in our coding classes at the Innovation Connector. I'll make sure to move it so that you can see it. And this is a sphere that you control with a tablet. And the first thing the kids want to do is drive it around, and that's great. But it also has this great block coding system that I will show you here on a tablet. So that Eli is actually programming this robot to do something when it's time, when he wakes it up here in a moment to do that. So he not only playing with it, it has a ton of sensors. It can detect if it's bumped against something. It's got some gyro sensors in it, and it has a little matrix animation on top that he's going to demonstrate for us right now. And you're ready for that.
Wow.
Hi there, everybody. Here it's nice to meet you and show you this awesome robot named Bob.
Okay.
So it was speaking. I know the audio probably didn't pick that up great.
Just barely, yeah.
Come over here, Daniel. Bring it a little bit closer to the mic there. Let's move you around so we can see the robot. There you go. Now click play.
It's loading.
Hi there, everybody. Here it's nice to meet you and show you this awesome robot named Bob.
Okay, so nice to meet you. Awesome robot named Bob, and he programmed what it looks like on top of this. It's really kind of hard to see with the lighting, but that's okay. It says hi written out in the 3D, the matrix on there. So Daniel, what's your favorite? What do you really like about doing with the Sphero? Sit down here for me, please.
What I really like doing about the Sphero is coding it and driving it around and making it do different animations. And I have multiple different animations that I could show you.
Well, we don't need to see any more animation. So you really like being able to code it and change it. Is it fast?
It can be fast.
Uh-huh.
It can be fast as a cheetah.
Do you like to build ramps with it too? So the great thing about this set by Sphero Education, they also have a ramp set and different things that you can add on to your robot so that you can see it. Actually, he's driving it around now. Let me.
Okay, yeah.
Here, drive it around here, Daniel, so we can.
Oh, that thing is fast.
And you see it
Zippy.
shoot off the screen. Our concrete floors make it move a lot faster than it would normally otherwise.
Dana, you gotta get near me.
That's all right. We'll shift back to me.
So essentially you program the bot to do, you can program it to say things, you can program it to light up, you can also program it to do things, but then you also said there's add-ons that you can, to get accessories essentially that you can get for it as well.
And we use these. It's really great. It's a painting. Like we use it as a painting tool in some of our classes. So if you ever wondered about how to create Robo Art, you throw a big sheet of butcher paper out and some water-based paint, and these are water-resistant robots. And so you just have them drive over paint and then move around on the paper. It's really cool. The kids really enjoy doing that. Okay, you guys are probably good. You can go on upstairs.
Yeah, it says waterproof shell and all that. That is super cool. So again, that is the Sphero bot. And I have seen that brand before with some other things too. So again, another one of those toys that you can essentially, they can learn how to do one thing, but then they can keep doing other things and learn their style and learn what they want to do with it. So very, very cool. Well, tell Daniel, thank you for showcasing that for sure. So what do we have next?
Okay, so last but not least is my oldest son, Caleb. And Caleb, he's in that age where the gifts that they really want are going to be $300-$400, or they're not going to use them at all. And so like it's that 12-year-old, what do we get for the 12-year-old that will engage them, that isn't necessarily a phone that they're going to sit in front of all day, or a computer, which can be great gifts and tools as well. But what else can we get for them for learning? So DJI has an education version of their drone. You can scoot forward just a little bit, Caleb, if you want.
I just want to make sure the drone stays in shot.
Okay. And I know my camera's not. But so this drone from DJI is their education version. And so the great thing about that is it's already opened up so that you can, it's got an API that you can connect to. An API is just a programmer term for we can connect to it from other software. And he's running an app on his phone called Drone Blocks that allows him to, similar to the Sphero, drop in code blocks and make his drone move around. It has a camera on it as well. So it's a fully functional drone, but it can also be programmed. So go ahead and run your program that you've created, Caleb.
All right. Hopefully the battery lasts. Maybe.
So he's controlling it with his phone.
He's not doing anything with it.
Oh, it's programmed. Like it's totally programmed.
Right. So all the
Oh my
commands, you can
gosh.
tell it to fly up, fly forward, and then you talk about the flight movements, yaw and heel, and turning it certain ways, and rotating it and flipping, like any of that functionality. And you can take dronies with it, which is, if you don't know what that is, it's a selfie with a drone that you can fly it up.
Dronies.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
So add that to the lexicon for cool tech stuff.
Okay, so you program the drone. Now, can you also control the drone just like with a remote, like a normal drone?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. So,
Download an app to control it.
yeah, okay, very cool. So it's really like the drones that many of us are maybe familiar with, but it does have extra. It's got that extra kind of, you can program it to do things. That is really cool. I didn't even know that they did that. So that is the DJI brand, which I know is a popular brand that I've seen before. Now, this one, I did put a link to that one in the comments as well, and it looks like this one is in stock, and you can definitely get that one. But again, there are also, it looks like, some interesting accessories, some things that people buy together. Let me pull this up actually real quick.
Yep.
So there's like this.
Definitely buy the batteries because they last
Okay.
about 7 or 8 minutes on these. The extra batteries are always going to
Yeah,
be.
really. It started at like 30%, like whenever it got down in here, and now it's at 14.
Yeah.
Wasn't enough to do a flip though. So.
Oh man, so yeah,
He
that's
had a
not
program
a
to do
lot.
a flip, but the battery wouldn't let it because we got started a little bit later this year.
Oh yeah. Well, dang it. So now is that the kind of drone where when the battery does get low, is it going to fly back to you essentially? Because like if you're flying it over like a pond, for example, and the battery dies, are you out your drone at this point, or does it?
It will let you. I mean, it keeps track with your battery life. I don't know if it has a return to home feature. We'd have to look into that a little bit more. We actually used this drone this summer. We had a tech entrepreneurship weekend, and we challenged the kids to come up with middle school age kids to come up with a business idea with either a drone or a movable robot or an app. And this drone, we taught them how to program it. And so they were creating, delivery type systems with the drone.
Oh, cool.
By programming it to follow a route.
Oh, I love it. I love that. That's super cool. Now, this one that we have here is priced at $150. There are probably even, more expensive or more, I guess, maybe larger drones and whatnot. So this is a pretty good starter drone though, that you recommend for the kids to get familiar with this. Is that what I'm guessing here? Is that what I got from you?
Absolutely. So
Okay.
getting familiar with flight, it's a small drone. Caleb has actually had a larger drone. And he likes this one, the DJI drone better just because he can program it as well. So you have more modes of play with this drone.
Okay. Love it. Awesome. Well, and we have
those things come with it, by the way, those landing pads,
all these pieces.
right? So it has some challenges built in. You're trying to go from one spot to the other, and it actually recognizes patterns on the ground. So you can have it recognize one of these base plates, and when it sees that, it can perform the functionality that you've programmed in. So
that is really cool. So it's basically like it gives you these little games, these little challenges, which, as we talk about a lot of what we're trying to, encourage is this sort of, like, I like how you say toys that engage the child, they engage the kid, right? Like a kid watching YouTube or a kid watching, or playing certain types of games, they're not necessarily engaging them, meaning they're not providing like this back and forth kind of with it. So I like that what you said about that, but I like how this drone is more than just a toy, like go fly it around and take dronies. It also is providing them with challenges. And that's what a lot of kids that are drawn towards these types of toys, that's what they enjoy. They enjoy that part of it. And so that's kind of what you talked about and what you talk about in our blog post too, is just how really what parents want to look for is they want to look for, some of these STEM toys are toys that are not just using the word STEM for marketing, but they are literally toys that are going to have stickiness to them. And so something where it's like, okay, you put it together, like I said, the Lego set. Okay, Addie puts it together, and then what? Nothing. Like then now I have 8 of these Lego things sitting around. Like, what do we do with it? But I loved the original one that you talked about with Eli, how you make something, but then you can make something else with it. Then you can make something else with it. Like the stickiness, there's that stickiness factor to it. So I love how you phrase that. What are some other things that people need to look for when it comes to buying tech for their kids, whether it be like some of these examples or others? Are there any
Yeah,
like risks or any warnings maybe,
Yeah, that's a good question. Really, when I look for that, we are looking for those brands that have the capability to make something and put a lot of money. It takes a lot of money to build software that functions well. And so knowing that a Lego or a DJI or Sphero are behind some of these products actually makes it, much more likely that it's going to be a good experience for your child. Now, there's some, I see them all the time, like code your own game, like as you're checking out at like Walmart, and those things may be great, but I'm hesitant just because, I know what it takes to build that kind of software, and I know that I'm not familiar with that brand, and so it's really, I'm hesitant about buying something like that.
Yeah. So the big brands, Sphero, you said, Lego, of course, DJI. Any others that come to mind?
Vex is a pretty strong brand, and they're trying to get more into the consumer market. They're more known for the robotic competitions.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But Vex has some home kit and some kits for younger kids as well. They're a little bit harder to build than Lego, and their instructions aren't as well documented as Lego. They just haven't had as much experience, but they still are good. M Block, like lowercase m and then block, has a set of robots that they can actually program Arduino, which is a hardware language that the students can program, and it has some block-based language that go along with it. And there's a ton of add-ons for that. So you can buy sensors from all over the place for the M Block series of robots. Okay. But those are the big thing is looking at those brands. And then, you guys know your children better than any of us. What types of things do they gravitate to? What types of things are they interested in? My kids, they've always had Lego around. So building something, taking it apart, building it again is something that they really enjoy. So that's a lot of what I look for when I get something for them.
Yeah. So I'm going to pull up our blog post, here that we've got some ideas in here. So, and you broke it down into the age group. So there's that Sphero brand, of course. This is really it looks like more of an intro style, right? Bot that we've got. Here's the Lego.
That's much faster than the bot that Daniel had.
I see that it says it's fast and rugged. So that's pretty fun. And then we've got obviously these Lego items here as well, that are, great, that are going to give you some great ideas, or some good options as well. Now those are pricey. Those are a bit pricier. So most people, we know Lego is a bit expensive. It can be a bit expensive, a lot more expensive than it used to be, of course, when you and I were kids. But keep in mind that this is not one of those sets where they build something and that's it. Like this is like, they can actually be innovative with these sets, right? They can actually create their own kind of like designs. They can do their own things, which I think is really cool. So if your kids want a little bit more creativity, then you might want to consider one of these. It is more expensive, but it's like buying, a dozen of those Lego sets, really, because they have so many more options. So that's something I think sometimes when I see some of these toys, and they seem, some of them are pretty affordable, but then others are a lot more pricey. And so my always question is like, what in the world? Like, again, it's my concern is she going to want to do it? And is she going to want to keep playing with it? Right. And so, I think that's a great point that you made, is know your kids and know what they want to do. So definitely check out this blog post. We've got a link to this in the description here. It's got some options for you. And of course, once you click on one, a lot of times, especially if it takes you to, somewhere like Amazon, like this one here, then you're going to actually see a lot of other options. I always tell people, especially when you're looking on Amazon, look at the reviews, look at the stars, and just, make sure that it's not like what Ryan said, you're buying some, chintzy thing. Somebody's trying to use the buzzword of STEM, and this trend that, is happening right now. So, definitely pay attention to that, but you are going to see other items related. So this is going to be a good tool, a good way for you to shop around. So, definitely check out the blog post and use it as a starting point. These are not the only items that are out there at all. There are lots of robotics items and STEM toys that you can get. Best Buy is a great place to look. They have quite a few there. Is there anywhere else that you can think of that people should maybe either online or look in a store that has some of these, these options?
Yeah, I mean, most of the big box retailers have them. Target's got a great selection. I've been able to find several items at Target. They've got a coding and a STEM section near the board games.
Yeah.
And so there's some great things there. Hobby Lobby has a whole section of just like STEM, like building a robot out of a can. Now those are much cheaper and probably only going to be used once or twice, but there's still some learning value in those. Those smaller sets, if we're going to get those and use those. And then, I think, can't say Toys R Us anymore, but Walmart has a few as well. I think if I was going to look in the area in a store, it'd be Best Buy or Target.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. Yeah, I know I've noticed some of those. They're all more like craft kits, but they're like in a Hobby Lobby. So that might even be a great place for somebody to get started. Maybe you don't want to go out and spend $300 on something. Maybe you want to see if your kid's even interested in this. Maybe that's a great place to start. Some of those simpler, more inexpensive items. And then if your child really likes it, then you can know, hey, I'm going to invest in this. Because, one thing that's really good about these toys, as Ryan said, is that there's a really a massive benefit to these types of toys because they are actually teaching your children problem solving skills. They're teaching them how to be innovative. They're teaching them how to look for solutions, and it's they're playing, but the toy is serving them in a way. It's serving their brain, right? And so it's helping them actually develop these skills that they will take with them in lots of areas of their life, to be quite honest with you. And so also just fostering that growth mindset that we want to continue to foster in our children. We want them to know, hey, you're faced with something challenging, keep trying, you'll figure it out, you will work through it, don't give up. And so these types of toys certainly foster that for them, but in a playful environment. So that's the beauty in these types of toys for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I think is why they're so popular and why teachers recommend them and why, psychologists recommend them and physicians and all those types of people. So it's because they do help with your brain development.
Yeah, absolutely. That enjoy learning part is one of the 3 E's that we have at TechWise Academy. We know that we learn things better when we enjoy the process of learning, when we enjoy learning about something new. Same way with kids. If they're enjoying it, they don't necessarily see it as a burden or a chore. They enjoy going back to it. So that's right. Exactly right.
Yeah, if only we could get our kids to really enjoy everything about every subject in school, right? Then we would be all good. But that's part of it too, is being, knowing you're not always going to enjoy every single element, but every single minute. But it's all good. It's all good for you. So, well, Ryan, this was great. I really appreciate you talking about this. I appreciate you, bringing your kids on with us tonight and letting them, share some of their toys that they have and what they love about them. I certainly hope that everybody got some new ideas. And again, check out that blog post. It's a great place for you to get just a jumping start. But speaking of jumping start, I know it's only November 17th, but we got to get started on our shopping now because you don't want to get stuck the week or two before Christmas and all of a sudden you can't find these toys anywhere in stock, or you can't order them online and get them in time for Christmas. So definitely now is the time to start checking those things out. So Ryan, anything else you wanted to say tonight? I know you don't have your Batman outfit or anything, but so anything else about STEM toys or anything else about TechWise Academy that you want everybody to know about?
I think a good place to start on some of these is to allow your kid to either enroll in a class, whether it's one of the classes that we offer or online or experience some of these toys. As you've mentioned, some of these Lego sets are fairly expensive. Mm-hmm. I think the value's there if it's something your child's interested in pursuing. And so that's kind of why we have the classes with the Lego EV3 sets and the WeDo sets. At the Innovation Connectors to, give that opportunity for parents to try that. And we usually get asked, how much do these sets cost? My kid really enjoys it. Can they, can we look at getting one at home? And absolutely. So I'd encourage you to try one of those or some sort of online class to see if your kid really gravitates towards that. And then also, I mean, many of you do. I enjoy playing with them as well. And so if it's something that you can kind of enjoy and be doing with your child, I think that's actually going to add the learning and add some fun with your family and make the kids want to work on it more if mom or dad's helping out and playing as well.
And a bonding. I mean, kids want our attention. They want us to do things that they want to do. And, you never know. And I think that you've said this before, that our classes are geared towards children, but any adult can take any of these classes. There's no like expiration to when we can actually learn coding. And so, any of our classes, even our online courses, are absolutely available to any age. And so, if you want to take the class so that you can learn what your kid is doing because they are doing all these things and you're like, I want to learn this, then you can enroll in a class as well, for sure. I mean, they are geared towards children, of course, but there's nothing to say you can't,
Yeah, with the caveat that, if you're going to come as a parent, we want your child there.
Right.
We just don't want a lot of adults signing up with other people's kids in the classroom. But if you want to join your child at any of our classes, absolutely.
Yeah, come on in and learn with them.
Need an extra ticket? We'll let you guys learn together.
Exactly. Because I do think that the kids, though, too, appreciate when mom or dad or grandma or grandpa or, uncle or aunt, whatever, they are like doing it too. And I know that, my daughter really appreciates it when I can actually, sit down with her and do certain things that she enjoys. And I have to say, Barbies was not that thing for me. You know what I mean? So there are, new things as she's getting older that we're doing together that are a lot of fun. And so I do think that that's important for kids. So this could be one of those things. You might enjoy the Lego thing playing with your kids. So for sure. So yeah, check it out. Definitely look at the classes. I put a link to our classes in there if you are wanting to look for one of those upcoming classes to get your kids started with something. So, and just make sure you're subscribed to us here on YouTube because, we're always putting videos out there about different technologies and, tips and everything, but also, we are going to be, doing more of these live streams. And so if you are enjoying this, make sure you subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of that content. And then over on our website, you can actually sign up for our email list too. And so that's the greatest way for you to make sure you're always up to speed on what classes are being offered. And of course, anything else that's going on over at TechWise Academy. So I appreciate everybody that was here today. And if you watched the replay, definitely let us know what you thought in the comments. Let us know what questions you have. We will definitely take care of you. But until next time, right? And it'll be after the good old Thanksgiving, and we'll be back for another show for everybody. So Ryan, again, appreciate it. Tell your kids we really appreciate them coming on and hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks,
all right,
Mel.
see you, everybody.
Bye.